Death is one of the most intriguing and pivotal characters in the Castlevania animated series, embodying an eternal and malevolent force that transcends the mortal realm. Known by many names, including the Grim Reaper, this elemental spirit thrives on the life energy of the recently deceased.
He has a lot of names. Most often he's called the Grim Reaper.
Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Over the centuries, Death's manipulative schemes have left a trail of destruction in his quest to resurrect Dracula and bring unparalleled chaos to the world. Let's delve into the enigmatic history of Death as depicted in the series, exploring his role, motives, and eventual demise.
It's time to give this place back to people who know how to build things.
Death's nature and origins. According to Traver Belmont, Death is an elemental spirit, a timeless entity that feeds on the essence of living beings at the exact moment of their death. This unique ability allows Death to sustain his existence and power. Though his origins remain shrouded in mystery, his ultimate goal is clear: to create a world of endless death and destruction, to feed his insatiable hunger.
This isn't fair. I was one of Dracula's first loyal followers.
Death's role in Dracula's court. Death's connection to Dracula's court reveals a deeper layer to his cunning and strategic nature. Around a century before the series events, Death adopted the guise of Varney, a vampire of seemingly low status hailing from London.
I'm Varney, Nightmare of London.
By portraying himself as a sycophantic but loyal member of Dracula's circle, Varney avoided suspicion while closely observing and influencing the court's operations. His participation in Dracula's war against humanity was far from altruistic. It was a calculated move to embed himself in the chaos, where he could orchestrate his schemes without interference. As one of the first to join Dracula's crusade, Varney volunteered for critical roles, including the initial assault on Targoviste. This city became a focal point for Dracula's wrath and a strategic base for Varney. While he played the role of a dutiful servant to Dracula's vision, Death's true intentions remained self-serving. Every act of loyalty was a stepping stone toward his ultimate goal of orchestrating a world consumed by death and despair, one that would sustain his insatiable hunger for life energy. Death's role in Dracula's court was not just about power, but also about patience. By biding his time and carefully crafting his persona, he ensured that his influence extended far beyond mere servitude. This duality of loyalty and manipulation highlights his genius as a master strategist, positioning him as a unique and menacing figure within Dracula's realm.
Do you love her enough to do that? Saint-Germain.
Manipulating Saint-Germain. Death's most devious ploy involved Saint-Germain, a scholar and alchemist trapped in the infinite corridor. Disguising himself as the Alchemist, Death approached Germain at the very moment he was desperate to reunite with his lost love. The Alchemist persuaded Germain that to control the infinite corridor and achieve his goal, he would need to sacrifice something of great value. Germain initially believed he had already sacrificed enough, but the Alchemist corrected him, emphasizing the difference between involuntary losses and deliberate sacrifices. This manipulation culminated in Germain abandoning his morals and accepting a skull key imbued with the power of countless deaths. This key allowed Germain to reopen the infinite corridor at will, setting the stage for Death's ultimate plan.
Actually, I was looking for a really big word. You seem clever and it's important.
Death's dual roles as Varney and the Alchemist. Throughout the series, Death continued to operate under his Varney persona, positioning himself as a benefactor to Germain and Hector. He provided tools, information, and guidance, subtly nudging them toward his goal of resurrecting Dracula. In his Varney guise, Death partnered with the vampire warrior Ratko to attack Traver Belmont and Sypha Belnades in Targoviste, but their plans were thwarted by the intervention of Zamfir and the Royal Guard. Varney also reached out to Isaac, the Devil Forge Master, attempting to enlist him in the resurrection of Dracula. However, Isaac, having found peace and purpose after Dracula's passing, declined and severed ties with Varney.
Oh, we have.
The revelation of Death's plan. The moment of truth came when Varney, through a magical mirror, made his way into Dracula's castle, revealing his true identity in a chilling confrontation with Saint-Germain. Shedding his facade as Varney and exposing his role as the Alchemist, Death unveiled his ultimate scheme, the creation of the Rebis, an abomination formed by merging Dracula and his wife Lisa into a single horrific entity. The Rebis was not merely a fusion of two souls and bodies, but a deliberate tool of torment. Death envisioned Dracula consumed by the anguish of hearing his beloved Lisa's eternal screams, driving him to madness and unleashing chaos on a scale the world had never seen. This nightmarish plan was designed to create an endless cycle of death and destruction, ensuring an inexhaustible feast of life energy to sustain Death's insatiable hunger. Every step leading to this moment had been meticulously orchestrated, from manipulating Saint-Germain to ensuring the necessary pieces fell into place for the ritual. The Rebis represented the culmination of Death's centuries of scheming, a grotesque embodiment of his vision for a world plunged into eternal suffering. The revelation of his plan not only showcased Death's cunning, but also his unrelenting desire to impose his dark will on existence itself.
I can't fight an entire world teeming with life and bleeding.
The final battle. Saint-Germain reluctantly completed the ritual, successfully creating the Rebis, a grotesque fusion of Dracula and Lisa Tepes. This twisted entity was meant to fulfill Death's plan of unleashing unparalleled chaos upon the world, as Dracula's torment over his wife's presence would drive him into madness and destruction. However, the heroes, Alucard, Trevor Belmont, and Sypha Belnades arrived just in time to thwart this horrific vision. Together, they destroyed the Rebis, leaving Death enraged at the failure of his intricate scheme. In the climactic battle that followed, Trevor faced Death alone. Knowing the odds were against him, Death revealed his full might, growing to an immense size and wielding his scythe with devastating power, shattering stone and creating shockwaves with each strike. Despite being battered and outmatched, Trevor fought with ingenuity and determination. Using the Morning Star Whip, he unleashed fiery projectiles to momentarily disorient Death, buying precious time. During this chaotic clash, Trevor assembled a sacred dagger, a relic imbued with divine energy capable of countering Death's spiritual form. With a final act of bravery, he plunged the dagger into Death's head, releasing a surge of magical energy that obliterated Death's physical manifestation. Though victorious, Trevor collapsed, seemingly sacrificing himself to achieve the impossible. This decisive moment not only vanquished Death, but also symbolized the indomitable will of humanity against even the most ancient and malevolent forces.
I am not a vampire.
Legacy and impact. Death's demise marked a pivotal moment in the Castlevania series, symbolizing the triumph of humanity and resilience over despair and destruction. His elaborate schemes, manipulative tactics, and devastating power made him one of the most formidable adversaries in the story. Yet, in the end, it was the courage and ingenuity of the heroes that brought an end to his reign. The character of Death embodies the eternal struggle between life and death, order and chaos. Through his role in the series, viewers gain a deeper understanding of the stakes and the sacrifices required to protect the world from such malevolent forces. Death's defeat is a testament to the enduring power of hope and the strength of the human spirit. Powers and abilities. Death is an immensely powerful entity, so much so that Trevor Belmont went into battle against him fully aware he wouldn't survive. Yet, despite his overwhelming strength, Death has limitations. He cannot resurrect the dead from hell himself, relying on humans or vampires to achieve this. While he portrays himself as an eternal and unstoppable force, Death is a living, partially spiritual being that can be killed or banished with the right magical tools. His powers include nigh immortality, extreme physical strength, capable of destroying stone structures, shapeshifting into various forms like Varney or the Alchemist, and growing in size by consuming souls. Death is also a master manipulator with a genius intellect, skillfully exploiting the desires and weaknesses of others to further his own plans. Moreover, he has access to the infinite corridor, allowing him to traverse dimensions at will. Ultimately, his intelligence and cunning make him a foe as dangerous as his physical power. Our Nerdy Thoughts Death's story in the Castlevania animated series is a masterclass in crafting a villain who is both terrifying and deeply fascinating. From his manipulation of key characters to his ultimate confrontation with Trevor Belmont, Death leaves a lasting impression as one of the most formidable forces in the series. His defeat, while hard-earned, stands as a reminder of the resilience of humanity and the power of hope in the face of overwhelming darkness. Thank you for joining us as we explored the enigmatic backstory of this iconic character. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Castlevania content and other in-depth character explorations.
I'm Trevor Belmont of House Belmont. Of course I know you.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.